Hi again, everyone. I thought I would remake the pumpkin cookies and not scope them, but let you see what they look like remaking them, because now they look exactly like they're supposed to look like, because I put the oatmeal in it this time. I didn't neglect to put the oatmeal in it. So now everything, Arlene, here, now the pumpkin cookies look like they're supposed to. They look exactly like they're supposed to. And I got 12 out of it, and I remade them. I wasn't going to scope it again because I was embarrassed the other day they didn't turn out. But now they turned out because I put the oats in it. It calls for a cup of quick oats and a cup of rolled oats. I only had quick oats. Keeping you on your toes? I bet so. But it calls for a cup of quick oats and a cup of rolled oats. I only had the quick oats, so I used 2 cups of quick oats. We made a dozen cookies. It's hard to get it to the right consistency, but I had to stir it and stir it and stir it until I got a sticky batter. And then I just take a tablespoon and pick it up with a tablespoon and then form them in my hand, because I do not spread out on the cookie sheet. As you can see, these look much, much better than the ones I made the other day. These look like pumpkin cookies. Yeah, they look exactly like they're supposed to look, like the picture, because I forgot the oats the other day and I was embarrassed that I had done that. But you know, we all make mistakes. So these are going to be worth eating, because they're just the way they're supposed to be. They look good. And I thought I would get them done and take them out and let you see what they look like. I wasn't going to scope making them again since I did that the other day. It's a long process to get them made. But I just thought I'd show you what they look like when they come out. Don't they look, whoop, that one's trying to fall apart. But I guess it doesn't really matter. See, they look really good. It's good. They're going, but they're good. So, you know, I'm going to eat these. Oh, well, if I could get them, send them through the phone and that, I would. I only have 12 of them. So if I could send them through the phone, I certainly would. I would send them through the phone, that's for sure. FedEx. Yeah, I'll start eating my pudding this afternoon. I'll have some of these cookies tomorrow for breakfast. They're not the easiest things to freeform once you get the batter made, but because it took me a time to get them formed. But I got 12 cookies out of it nonetheless. They look exactly like the picture shows. You know, they don't have to be precise as far as whether they're all the same size or not, but they just have to look like cookies. You know, what I made the other day, I had to throw them out because they did not look good. They tasted okay, but I forgot the oats, and I thought, well, I'm going to make them again and put the oats in them this time, and the flax seed. I'll give you the ingredients again so you know. I got my fan on, that's why everything's blowing. It called, like I said, it called for a cup of quick oats and a cup of rolled oats. Those are coming in. Here's my cookies I just made. And I didn't have the rolled oats, so I just used the quick oats. He says you can use whatever you have. And a 1/3 cup of ground flax seeds. And I had just the 1/3 cup. A 1/3 cup of chopped walnuts. A 1/3 cup of chocolate chips, and I used the carob chips again. A 1/3 cup of dried cranberries, which I had just enough of those in one package. A 1/3 cup of the pumpkin puree, which I took it out of the freezer and thawed it out so I could use it. A 1/3 cup of, or a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, excuse me. A 1/3 cup of melted coconut oil, and a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. A 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon it calls for, but instead of cinnamon I use nutmeg. A teaspoon of baking powder, and there again I use the substitute. I use the Energy baking powder. I use two teaspoons, and it calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher sea salt. I do not have the kosher sea salt. I only have the regular sea salt, so that's what I use. I wasn't going to go buy kosher sea salt for this, as I didn't think it was necessary, so I just used the regular. And I think they look really, really good. There's a little bit off this end. Wow, I like them. I didn't like the apple banana cookies I made, or not the apple banana, the oatmeal banana carob chips, the ones I made the other day. I didn't like them as well as I like these. I like these much better. So I'll probably make these again and since I know how to make them. It takes a little time to get the batter just right. But as you can see, they turned out absolutely great. They look nice. Oh, my stuff is blowing all over, excuse me. They really look nice. And they're tasty too. And so now I got, I'll post this up on Facebook. I'll post it up on YouTube. And take a picture of them. Post it up on Facebook with the recipe. Let people know how you make them. So you can make them yourself. Because it's just the basic things you have in your house. Now if you don't have flax seeds, you can probably use ground flax seeds, but I don't recommend that as much because ground flax seeds have to be kept refrigerated because they do go rancid. It's best to buy whole flax seeds and grind them yourself. I've got a small coffee grinder that I ground them in. Just grind them up yourself. Keep the flax seeds in the freezer. Just grind up what you need per time you use it, and that's all you have to do. And I bought a lot of flax seeds, so I'll have a lot of cookies to make. So I did get a dozen out of here. I was really glad of that. So as you can see, they were made properly this time. They look so much better, and they taste better, and they're worth making because they're not hard to make. They're very, very easy. They're simple. A few more ingredients than what I made earlier, but still, all in all, it's still a real good recipe. It's one that everybody can make, and like if you don't have the carob chips, you can go ahead and use semi-sweet chocolate chips, I suppose. You know, those ones that aren't vegan, but I wanted to make them vegan, so that's what I did. I made them vegan because the recipe was not written for vegans. It was written for, you know, regular semi-sweet chocolate chips. Well, I decided to make it vegan and make it my own, so that's what I did. You know, and that's the way it is with a lot of recipes. You can take it and you can adjust them to your liking. You can make them vegan if they're not vegan, because I don't want to buy sweet chocolate. Yes, I am. Yes, I will. I will post this up on YouTube. I didn't the other day because it didn't look good, but this, yes, I will. And the one I made earlier that had over 2,000 people in, that's already up on YouTube. It's already on Facebook. So you just go in there and look on Facebook. It's in my group. It's on my own personal page. Plus, it's in Alexis Can Do's Pampered Chef page. It's on Vegans with Love and Leslie Nance's page. It's all on there. Plus YouTube. And this will do that too. Yes, it is on Facebook. I've got a personal page. If you're following me on Facebook, or you don't have Facebook, or if you only have YouTube, then you just have to. Hi, Tanisha. I had made these cookies the other day, but they didn't come out because I had forgot the oats. So I thought I'd remake them and then I'd just give you the scope of what they look like after they've been made. They're pumpkin breakfast cookies. Takes quite a few of the ingredients, but hi, John. Good to see you. Welcome. But they really look good and they're tasty too. Very tasty. It only takes just a little bit of pumpkin, and I froze what I didn't use, and then I thawed it out. And like I said, you got to make sure that you use the pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie spice or the pumpkin filling that you use to make your pumpkin pie. Make sure you don't buy that. It has to be the 100% pure pumpkin puree. What I have is organic. Good to see you. And I love making things, and I thought, well, I'm just going to remake these cookies and show you what they look like remade, since the Periscope I did the other day was a flop. And I deleted that one, by the way. It's no longer on my Periscope. I deleted it because I was embarrassed about it, so I deleted it off. But this one I'm going to keep. It's going to go on Facebook. It's going to go up on YouTube, because I know I have followers up on YouTube that don't always don't have Facebook, or don't come in here. So they'll see it on YouTube. Like I said, the one I did earlier, when I made that mousse, that's all up on Facebook right now, and it's all up on YouTube. So you can find them there. If you want the recipe, you go get it and make it yourself. Oh, didn't it look good? I didn't think I was featured though. I mean, because the count at the bottom was not going up. Usually when I'm featured, and I know when I'm being featured before, the count will keep going up, like 100, 200, 300, get caught 800, 900 people. That stayed at 19, but yet I kept getting viewers in here, so I don't know. It didn't show it was featured because you have a special thing on the bottom of your thing if it's been featured. I looked afterwards and it didn't say anything, so I guess I did it all on my own. Good afternoon, Rick. Good to see you. Here's my pumpkin breakfast cookies. I remade them Karen Watterson is my YouTube channel. Just search for Karen Watterson, KarenWaterson, and you'll see my channel there. I do these scopes as well as I do walking scopes once in a while with Bible attached, and I do Bible scopes plus these cookie scopes. I've got them in playlists, so you just look for it. You know, this will be under desserts like the one this morning was. Oh, if you see the count climbing in your room, it's a false feature. Oh well, I didn't. Well, when I got when I got featured before last October, it was not false because Periscope had contacted me with a notification above in my phone that I was featured because the count kept going up, and I had something like 13,000 that day. I was actually featured that day because they had sent me a notification. That's the only way I know I'm featured is if they'll tell me, well, congratulations, you've been featured on Periscope. So I know that I wasn't featured on the last one, but I was totally surprised when the count kept going up and I kept getting more and more people because I didn't expect it because I'm lucky if I get 200-300 on my Periscopes, but I'm not complaining, mind you, because I'm thankful for what I do get because the more I share these out, the more people that see it, the more viewers I'll get later on. So I'm not worried about it. But it was totally a surprise for me. I don't expect to get that many on this one. It'll surprise me if I do, but I doubt it. But if I get quite a few, I'm thankful for it. I'm happy for what I do get because I have a hard time getting a lot. Now, Leslie gets she gets 2,000 every time she does a Periscope. Well, she's a super broadcaster anyway. So, and I'm trying to get that, but I haven't quite made it yet. But, you know, I'm not going to worry about it if I never make it. But I want... Right, it did on the last one. It didn't show the total count. It only showed 19, but yet people told me I had over 1,000 viewers. But it was not the total. That was the total count. Yes. Well, like I said, the room count when I was featured back in October. When I was featured in October, the room count kept going up to it went up to 900, 1,000. I had 1K in here at one time when I got featured. So I know that it had to do with I was featured because they had contacted me and told me I was featured, and I knew I was because it showed up at the very top on my phone, gave me a notification. So I knew I wasn't featured earlier. I'm just glad I got all that many viewers. Where they came from, I have no idea. I think people sharing with other people is what helps get the word out because I'm a vegan and I want other people to be healthy too. And my way of doing it is to do these Periscopes and help people to change their lifestyle to a healthy one because you don't realize that once you become a vegan, your lifestyle is much better. You feel better, you sleep better, you look better, and your mind is clearer and you're not so fogged up. That's why I do these because I want everybody to have a clearer mind, you know. And I know that not everybody's going to become vegan. I don't expect that, but the ones that do, I'm thankful they are. I mean, I had people in earlier, the other Periscope, that said they've been looking for people that were vegan. They've been looking for vegan scopes. They just happened to see mine and came in. Not the actual eggs. What I do, if I want to make eggs, I use chia seeds or flax seeds, ground flax seeds to make the eggs. That's what I do. Because they both make very good eggs. You just have to, I think, a tablespoon of those to 3 tablespoons of water and let it sit and they gel up, and that's how you make your eggs. That's the only eggs I use. Actual eggs, no, I don't use them. I don't use eggs. I don't use cheese. I don't drink dairy milk. It's non-dairy only, usually almond milk, because I put that in my cereal and cook with it. But I got away and no meat either. So I'm completely off of all that. So that's where I'm plant-based now, and I feel a lot better for it. I've lost 60 pounds. And I know it's going to continue to go. I know there's going to be a stopping point, that it's not going to continue to always go down. I mean, it's going to get to a certain point where it's going to level out. I can expect that. But as long as I can lose weight, and I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to continue to keep going on this journey because I need to lose all the weight I can. I mean, I've been heavy my whole life, and I want to get the weight down to a normal size because my aunt was heavy. My one aunt was heavy, and I think I took after her. She was the one that raised my brother and I. she was on the heavy side. So I kind of took after her my whole life, and I'm kind of glad now that I've come to the realization that I have to do something. I mean, when I look at my old periscopes, go back and look at the ones from months ago, before I started this plant-based diet, actually a year before I started this plant-based diet, and back and look at those, I look at myself and I say, oh my goodness, look how fat I was in the face. I was just enormous, and I didn't like the way I looked. I said, I've got to do something about it. And since I've been doing something about it, my clothes fit looser. In fact, I've got to start changing my wardrobe. I've already started getting a few things, changing my wardrobe, getting smaller clothes, and I feel more confident now than I ever did before. That's what it takes, a lot of confidence. I didn't have a lot of confidence before, but changing the way I look, my appearance is giving me more confidence that I'm happier the way I look, as I wasn't happy the way I looked before. If you think I was happy, I was not. I mean, I came in here and did scopes and everything, and yet I was not happy the way I looked, and I thought, I've got to do something about it. Oh, thank you. It's a process. I didn't put it on overnight, and I'm certainly not going to take it off overnight. It's going to take a long time to get the stuff off, but I'm working at it. I'm slow but sure. I'm working at it. I'm getting there, and I'm going to keep going for as much as I can, as long as I can. And I know that the good Lord will help me get there too, because I'm not a quitter. I've started on this journey, and I want to continue on this journey. I didn't know how well I was going to do on it, because I had, for just first starting out, I thought, can I really do this? But I told myself, yes, I can do this, and I am doing it, and I have been doing it. But like I said, it'll come to a point where it'll get to leveling off, and then I won't lose anymore. But I'm thankful for what I have lost. And as long as I'm going to continue to lose, I'd like to get down to 175, if that's possible. If the Lord allows me to get down to 175 or 150 even, that'd be wonderful. If I don't, I'm thankful for what I do weigh, because I started at 250, and I'm way under 200 pounds now. So it does work. You just have to be patient and keep at it. Yeah, it can get frustrating at times, because the scale likes to fluctuate up and down a few times. And it may look like I've gained weight, but it may be water. And once that comes off, then it goes back down again. So I just take it slow, day by day, and I'm content with what I look like now. I'm happy about it, because I've lost the weight that I need to lose, and I continue to lose weight, and I'm going to continue to lose it. I'm going to continue to make these vegan recipes and show them to you, and see how far I do end up getting. I hope I can get a long ways. I can only try. That's all I can do, is just keep going and not give up. And Erlene says I look good, and everybody keeps telling me I look good, so that gives me an incentive to want to keep going. I think I'm going to close this Periscope, because I haven't had my lunch yet, and I want to get my lunch. But those that have come in, I thank you for coming in and sharing this out. And the replay viewers that come on later, thank you too for coming on and watching the replay, and thank you for sharing this out. And until we meet again, take care. God bless, and bye-bye.